Last time on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater. Bleak had explored the interior forest ruins of White Castle and spent almost a week waiting for her friends, and almost didn't notice them leaving. She did manage to follow them at a distance into the city of Erebane, but lost track of them while they gathered in mass at the Velox, planning their revenge on the humans at their Friday night fish fry, which Bleak also happened to attend. After the fish fry, Cersei wrecked the town in the form of a purple worm. They freed Viva from prison with a bribe, before fleeing the town with most of the Kitsune and sending them to Reyes aboard their two boats in Galbraith, while they decided to visit the Zardoza compound and ended up spending hours in the nearby tent city, sharing stories and trying to solve the riddle that would gain them admittance. And now, Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
Alright, so you see Half-Elf being taken to jail. At some point in the middle of the day, you're kind of hanging out around the courthouse, but you don't see anyone you recognize. But you don't see either. It's a half-elf that's making a big ruckus too, like complaining a lot, and like even though he's being arrested, he's still like smashing things and bumping into people. Yeah. So you see this guy getting arrested, and you kind of giggle. You like, yeah, that seems like the kind of guy I'd get along with. It's a half-elf. You know, you're from an island full of elves, and he seems like an angry barbarian type of half-elf that you would have fun hanging out with. But you see him getting arrested, and you're like, bummer, that guy got arrested. But you don't see anyone that you recognize throughout the day, at least in the center part of town.
Well, I want to, scope the judge's house to see if I can get a good vantage point on the party, to see if I can view the people coming to it anyway. I can scope what's happening there.
That's
so
smart.
I'm going to stake out that area.
Alright, so you stake out the judge's house. It's a palatial estate. It's probably one of the bigger houses in the center part of town. It's near the courthouse. So you kind of watched all day and watched as people started arriving. Who was it that went to the party? Frederick and who else?
Cersei.
Okay, so you know Cersei.
Yeah.
Alright, so at some point in about near the end of the party, actually, the party's been going on for quite a while. It's late in the evening, about 10 p.m. or so. You guys don't have watches, but if I was to gauge it by imaginary time, around 10 p.m. Fashionably late, Cersei arrives with a large zombie-looking bodyguard, so you don't approach. You just kind of watch from a distance. You see this big zombie guy with Cersei. You don't want to risk it. You already know Cersei doesn't like you, and she's with this guy. But you see them go into this party. You know they're in there.
Okay, I'm gonna go in after.
All right, you go into the party.
Yeah.
You go into the party. It's a pretty crowded party. There's a whole lot of people there, hundreds of people at this party. You didn't realize there were so many racists living in this city, but there's a lot of people at this party. But I guess there are 10,000 people in town, so...
800 of them are there.
At least 800 of them are there. So it's a pretty big party, so it's hard to locate Cersei and her zombie friend, even though it's a zombie, so you think maybe that's your best angle. So roll me a perception check to look for the zombie.
30.
Alright, you see the zombie and Cersei over by the punch.
I will approach.
Alright, so as you're approaching, trying to make your way through the crowd, they make a toast to the crowd, and everyone gets some extra punch and toasts.
And, what, do I not make it to them then?
Not before this toast, no.
So everyone rushes and I lose them in the crowd?
Well, there's this big crowd, and everyone's got punch, and they all drink, and they all cheers. You don't have a drink. You feel kind of left out.
Well, I'm gonna make my way to the punch bowl to get a drink and to confront my friend.
Alright, so by the time you make it to the punch bowl, it's too late. Everyone's already drank, and you see all of a sudden everyone's writhing on the floor in pain. At least most of the people. About 84% of the people, I think, are writhing on the floor in pain. Looks like they're vomiting out their insides. Looks like there's been some sort of massacre, but Cersei and her zombie friends seem to be okay, and about 16% of the other people seem to be fine.
164 people are on the ground.
Yeah. So most of the party is now rolling around on the floor as you walk up to the punch bowl to get a glass of punch, and you decide it's probably not a good idea to drink the punch all of a sudden.
Well, I was never really gonna drink the punch.
All right.
I was just walking that way to talk to her.
But you see Cersei and Frederick, they don't notice you yet.
Well, I'm gonna go up and say, hey, actually confront them, speak. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alright.
I'm gonna say, lady, is the zombie the dude, gentleman?
Alright.
Hello?
Because of the way things have already happened, you're unable to get her attention.
Actually, Cersei was like, this is fucking weird, I'm getting out. So
Yeah.
I was on my way.
So they left. As soon as the toast happened, You try to get up to them, but before you can reach them, they like walk out the door. They drink and they walk out. And they leave.
Because I was at work, I can't do that. All right, well, I'm gonna chase after them. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow them until I catch up in time, and then I can be a part of the group again.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
what has to happen.
I mean,
you follow. We'll just go ahead and fast forward. Then you follow them into the outskirts of town. Then you lose track of them and can't find them. Later on that evening, you see them heading out of town east. You try to follow them again with Neville's, because Neville spots them and tells you. You try to chase after them. They seem to be heading southeast. You follow them into the hills. You arrive late at night, and most of them are gathered around a campfire discussing some sort of riddle. And you finally catch up, and you're like, what the fuck, guys? You ditched me.
Actually, we're in the house. He's got a knock.
Oh, well, there's a hut. You see a hut. But you assume that's where they are.
Okay.
Because everyone else is in a tent. There's like a tent city, but one like really nice hut. And it looks like the work of Cersei. It's got Cersei's like trademarks all over it. It's like skulls and...
I have like the Ergotho and skull bug.
It's got an Ergotho welcome mat that says "not welcome," shit like that.
No, I've made.
Or like "welcome to death." That's what it says.
Exactly.
Welcome to death. So yeah, there's a place that's pretty obviously Cersei's little shack, a Cersei shack. You don't hear them talking indoors because magic.
It's magic, and also if he approaches, I get an alarm.
All right, so as you grow close to this hut, the alarm goes off. So now there's an annoying alarm. We discussed before this is a very annoying loud alarm. So Cersei, there's an annoying loud alarm. Go off, do something about it. Wah, 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 wah.
I'm ready. Thanks misfortune yet again. And open the door and rush out. I'm going to tell Froderick to follow with, and my 2 zombie dogs will be out there as well. I'm going to look for
All right, roll a perception check.
Alright, perception for Cersei
for everybody.
is a natural 20.
Alright, it's Pleek. You recognize Pleek right away. Don't even worry about everybody else. It's Cersei that really matters. She's still a real character. The rest are all bystander characters. Cersei recognizes Pleek right away. Pleek's at your front door. She somehow followed you all the way here to Zardosa.
I say, jeez, you're hard to keep up with sometimes.
I told you I'm on a mission to make the rounds.
A mission from God.
A mission from God, a holy pilgrimage, an unholy. Well, that's not really unholy. But yeah, sorry, bud. We moved on, but it's good to see you again. Come on in and share our fire.
Thank you. I will, and I come in. I don't know. Yeah. So
I will explain to you that we are at this town called Zardoza. It's a hippie commune. And it's surrounded by sonic pylons, so we can't enter unless we solve some musical code on a piano that lets us in. We have to play 7 notes, or 2 sets of 7 notes, so 14 notes altogether. And some code along to the tune of Star something. What was it called? Well, it's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but it's called Starlight or something like that. I don't know. Star Song, yes. So we have to figure out how to play that on the keyboard in order to enter this town. Not exceedingly important that I get in there. I'm just trying to do what my God wants me to do and hit up every town. We caused a little bit. I'll fill you in on what we did in Arabay.
Okay.
The how we poisoned the punch.
I'm gonna ask. Were you behind the party disaster in Arabay?
Yeah. Well, my friends Jacques and Juan were having some issues with these humans who had been wiping out their kinsmen. And as far as being a Samsaran, I'm down with balance, so I figured I'd take out a few of them as well, or help them in their endeavors.
So wait, I would say at this point that gives you like some idea of like the power of Cersei and the things that Cersei is capable of.
And willing to do.
So this gives you a very willing. This is the things Cersei's willing to do. So this all of a sudden gives you a brand new insight into Cersei's character.
Sure.
Hey, Cersei will fuck somebody else.
Well, damn! I didn't know you had that in you.
Yeah, then I helped destroy the central part of town as well, and then we just pieced out of there and moved on. Peace out!
Yeah,
all right,
Pleek probably saw the giant purple worm attack that happened in the center of town. I forgot to mention it, but I think Pleek probably saw something happening.
Heard the rumbling.
Yeah, there was some rumbling.
Growing impressed. I think I might like these people now.
Yeah. So maybe you're following them for a reason.
Yeah, I'm like, this is pretty stylish. I dig that move.
Pleek will have also noticed that whenever you were near White Castle, whenever you were even in that center forest, That ring your uncle gave you that helps you locate ley lines?
Yeah.
Very near a ley line.
Okay.
During that period of time, your ring was glowing. It's no longer glowing, but when you were near White Castle, your ring was glowing.
Who else has those
I wish
rings?
I hadn't.
Morgan has one.
Because then I could have done
Does
some work
Viva
there.
have one?
I forgot to
Viva
tell you.
has
It's
one?
my bad.
I forgot about it.
Oh, okay. You're right. Well, yeah, so we were trying to figure out how to crack his code to get into this town. I'm just still trying to spread some more Ergothoan, not essentially Discord, but just, spread the word, and if people want to accept the word, then, bring some undeath. I've already done some damage in Erebane, apparently. I've been to Galdreth. I've done some things there before.
Can I roll a knowledge check to see if there's any musical history in my background or something?
Yeah.
Since they brought it up to me, I don't know if I can be of any help.
Yeah, well, you're not a bard, and you don't have any perform skill, do you?
No, I don't think so.
My profession is courtesan. Would that include me being able to,
Do you have a
play
profession or
guitar?
craft already picked out, or are they things that don't include music?
Yeah, I guess I do. And no,
So
they
you probably don't have any musical knowledge as a
Okay.
character, but maybe you're a gnome, and gnomes love puzzles. So maybe you'd be willing to listen to their puzzle and see if you can help solve it.
Okay.
All right, you guys will need to. I, as a DM, cannot now, since I already gave you the puzzle from the hobo. This is you guys relaying the puzzle to Pleek. So relay to Pleek the puzzle the best you can, and see if Pleek can help you solve it.
So this guy, Bobcat, the hobo leader bard that sits outside of these pylons, hummed a little ditty for us that goes along to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but it's called the Star Song.
Because it's not, in this universe, it's not Twinkle Twinkle, it's a
It's
Desna
not,
worship
okay.
ritual song. The words are actually exactly the same, but it's like a religious song. So think about that song in a way different way now, where that's a church song that you sing in, like, reverence to a god.
Yeah.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky, etc., etc. It's a much deeper song in this context.
So imagine Bobcat Goldthwait outside the game humming that to us, and we would try to recreate that as best as possible for you.
And not Bobcat Gold, but the Bobcat Gold character from the 80s.
Yes.
Not the actual Bobcat.
Yes.
I would tell them about the keys, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah, there are 7 keys, and they seem to go up. Well, you wouldn't know the notes because you're not a bard, but you would know they would go up in note.
Yeah, I got that.
They go higher as you go up the keyboard, and they're
Yeah,
like
we just-
they strike a bell.
Okay, I would like to point out that my character's profession is courtesan.
Uh-huh.
So would I have any knowledge of music or recitals? Would I be like,
You would have had some of that in your background.
would I tickle the ivories to impress the people when I'm hanging out?
I mean,
at a party?
also you can probably use your Samsara knowledge to go back to a period of time when you were a bard.
Yeah.
Plus
Alright.
courtesan. I think with that combined knowledge of light knowledge of music and history of your knowledge of music, you might be able to get some information.
Alright, shall I roll it? Yeah, knowledge history. I'm essentially Samsara and Geisha. Knowledge history, or do you want me to sit down with my Samsara and life wheel and try to...
Life wheel, dog. That's a life wheel thing.
Alright, well, I'll sit down and do that with my life wheel and try to peer back into my previous lives. Also, yeah, I'll do that. And what should I roll for, along with that?
Let's say at that point in time it was your profession. So let's roll whatever your profession is now.
Courtesan.
We'll roll the same bonus, but pretend it's profession
Oh,
music.
okay, I roll +8.
Yeah, same bonus. Pretend in that life it was a different profession that you had.
Alright. I got a 16.
All right, you would know that in both pairs, because there are 2 pairs of 7 notes. You would know that in each one, there's a pair that's the same, a pair that's the same, a pair that's the same, and then a single note. Repeat, and then the same thing next time, but it's different notes.
Okay, so let's see here.
Pair, single, pair, single. Different notes each time, but you know that that's the pattern. Dun 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 dun.
Alright, well, I think the last one's also going to be a 4.
And you would know that it starts and ends on the same note. And you would know that cats love paper bags.
And we're only in 1 octave? Or like 7 notes?
It's 7 notes. You don't have to play it all in one octave. It's a tubular bell keyboard that seems to be able to alternate between high and low pitch of the key, but depending on what order you play it. If you play it in the right order, it plays it properly. It plays the proper note.
Gotcha.
So there are only 7 notes to choose from. It doesn't have to be higher, lower octave. So they might not play in the same order that you think they would in your mind. But the notes are correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna give it a shot.
All right, one person has to be chosen to play the keys.
I'm the courtesan. I'll do it.
All right. Now look.
Now, unfortunately, I don't know your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever scale, so I can just tell you which note I'm hitting numerically.
You can either say the number, or you can say that if you want to try the note, I would say you could look at, if you want to roll with your courtesan that same profession to determine what bell is what note. I'll let you do that.
All right. That was natural 19, so 27.
All right, you can tell the notes go in ascending order. Like the first key looks like it would be an A, and the last key looks like it would be a G.
Okay. So we got number 1 should be A, 2 should be B, 3 C, 4 is D.
Let's write it out already.
Yep.
Yeah. Are all 7 notes used?
No.
Okay.
So there's a chance that it's either 2 keys in or.
Alright, it's not lucky, right? If we don't use all 7 notes.
All but one, I think, but I could be wrong.
I'm
I'm just guessing. I'm no courtesan.
So it's probably A, B, C, and then E, F, G.
I think I've got this. I've laid this out incorrectly. We're not. This isn't coming across the way it's supposed to.
Or should go to 5.
I will say with your Samsara and past, you would know it doesn't start in A.
Oh, I give up.
Yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm not visualizing it properly. So actually, instead, the way it should be, if we lay out the keys as such, it would be 1-1, but that's not going to be A apparently. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
So, next city!
This puzzle's too hard. Move on.
Fuck bars.
Can we just stab something? That's easy.
I tried to figure this out. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, is Viva with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh snap! Roll me a will save.
Oh, God damn it. This is going to be bad. I'm going back to jail, guys.
Viva gets impatient trying to solve this puzzle and thinks if she just smashes the keyboard, you guys will get in.
I like it.
Let's see if she decides if that's a good idea or not. Ramses can try and stop Viva if you see her going for it, but wait till we see what happens first.
Ramsey's not like this shit either. This isn't good or evil. This is just stupid.
I got 15 on one thing.
Alright, so we'll say with that, you're barely able to resist, but you're like, you can probably say out loud verbally to the group, I really want to smash this keyboard.
I could smash this stupid fucking thing right
I don't want. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Anybody opposed to smashing? Yeah, well, we have other options. I could just teleport into the inside of the city.
Yeah. Can I just? Well, why don't I just use my eye and
You can tell him that.
scout ahead? Do I know if Neville's fucking back?
Roll me a perception check.
All right.
Neville's invisible. Pleek knows that Neville's with him, but
16.
that's not enough to notice invisible Neville, no. You can ask Pleek if you want, but if you don't, then you don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I left Neville outside the wall with Pleek, so I would ask Pleek, where's Neville?
I said, he was with me, but he went invisible. Oh, wait, no, I got the ring on. I'll say he's here. He's invisible.
Well, that's also true, but you have to roll a will save to dodge the truth if you want to say
Yeah,
that.
no, it's fine. He's here. He's invisible.
Okay, Neville, where are you? Come here.
Neville will land on your shoulder.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Neville to go scout ahead to the city, for us. Help me figure out this fucking.
He says, no way.
Oh, well,
He says, have you seen those pylons? I'm not fucking going past those things.
Okay, well, it's been a week, right, Brian?
Because you were in White Castle, I have to say yes, and I can't tell you why. Yes.
Okay, so there's a time delay in White Castle. It's like some interstellar shit. I'm on fucking McConaughey time. Anne Hathaway's still on the planet, everyone! No.
You don't know shit. I know shit.
Pleek thinks you guys were gone way longer than you thinks you guys were gone. I'll say that. So Pleek thinks he waited a long time for you guys. You guys think you weren't gone that long. Pleek got bored waiting for you guys and went and did other stuff because you were gone so long in his mind.
Okay, well, I'm going to use Neville's suggestion once a day. Well, could he use his...
Are we in the hut right now?
Yeah.
All right, can I say it's been a long day for me. I could use a rest while you guys solve this puzzle.
Pleek's gonna hop on a bunk and take a quick nap.
Cool, brother.
I ain't no pussy.
You can roll a d8 if you want to rest for 8 hours, or you can just rest for an hour if you just want to have enough rest to recover your spells or whatever. That's what you need.
I need to rest.
Plus your Constitution modifier.
Something with augury on the Nodian.
Say that again?
Could he use augury to decipher the fucking musical notes or something? I don't know.
I will say you can use augury to ask for advice on this puzzle if you want.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could just ask around and get a bard to fucking play it for us or something.
You could probably pay one of these hobos to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
They seem like a bunch of hobo musicians. I bet if you paid one of them enough gold, they would just like play the notes for you to get inside. That's probably true.
I don't want to use Neville's
Promise
ability.
We don't know what notes to tell them to play.
Well, they just know how to get in and out.
Well, yeah.
They know already. All we have to do is be like, hey,
Do they know? I figured they were outside because they didn't know.
A lot of them are outside because it's just like that's where they camp out. Like you're not allowed to. Even the ones that come here that go in and out to buy instruments, they're not allowed to stay inside. Like it's a compound. It's a private compound. Like if you come here to buy an instrument, you can sleep outside. You can come inside, buy your instrument. You can leave. A lot of people like hang out here because it's like a bard-centric place. A lot of bards come here and share stories, so it's like kind of a bard hangout. But a lot of these bards can come and go as they please. They're not allowed to stay indoors. So they don't work. You can only stay inside with Rick if you work, or with Zick Vendor. Yeah. You can only stay inside with Zick if you are, part of his crew, part of his compound, part of his cult.
Can you charm one of those hobos and tell them to
Yeah, I'll try to roll a diplomacy on one of them.
Alright, you want to roll diplomacy? Yeah, roll it.
knock on his tent.
Yeah. I'm going to knock on a tent. Titties
Is
pop.
that a sex thing? That's a sex thing, right?
Yeah.
Knock on a tent.
19.
Alright, so you find some young bard who's come here to buy his first masterwork instrument, and you knock on his tent with your seductive big prostitute titties that are all blue and hard from your chill spell probably again, right? Did you do your chill spell?
Yeah.
Alright.
Might as well.
Did you cast it again? You got extras, right? You got spells. You were hanging out in a hut. So yeah. So you arouse this young male bard who is very eager to impress you. And I guess you probably promised him you let him go all the way if he plays Star Song on the keys for you.
Yeah, I'm going to say no butt stuff, though.
No butt stuff, though. All right. You make that caveat, and he agrees if you let him go all the way, he'll play the Star Song for you.
As I'm talking to him, I'm going to do a gentle caress on his face and use my Samsarin or Karmic Touch.
Yeah.
Whatever ability he has. And just be like, never mind, I don't really need you anymore.
Oh, snap! You got him. That's cold, and it's a good use of magic. Oh. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. You now know how to play Star Song, but now this bard's going to write a song about you, but it's going to be one of those like really dejected love songs about how Cersei the bitch heartbreaker. You're going to have there's a really angry song out there in the universe about Cersei now, about how Cersei breaks hearts, and so there's going to be a rumor going around about you, about how you don't put out and stuff like that. It's going to be an anti-prostitution song for you. It's not going to help your business. They're going to say you're a prude.
Hey,
they're going to say mean things about you.
My bitches are the one who put
It's
out.
true. It's true. All right, so here's what he will. So here's what you now know. As this bard, you know the first part is CCGGAAG. And you know the second part is all different notes except the C is the last note. That's what you were able to steal.
Okay. So C, G, G, A, A. So it goes.
Well, the first one's the beginning.
Yeah, let's go.
So the first stanza, it skips. It goes A, C, or no, it goes C, C, G, G,
Alright.
A.
It was called Samsarian Sensible Touch, so I also get a +2 skill bonus from their knowledge for 1 hour. So I'm gonna do a +2 skill check on Bard to try to play Bard up the last.
The last bit? Alright, roll it. I'll allow it. Roll it. I might give you some bonus info. This is so fun making you guys guess how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Don't you guys wish you took piano lessons now?
17.
Alright, so it's not great. You will know that the second part's different than the first part. You will know that it goes DDC at the end. You're still missing 4 notes.
As we use all but one note in this, and the ones we haven't used from the first stanza and the second one.
Just a B.
Or a B or an E.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of a fucking I'm trying to think of a music scale.
So
I could never read.
B, D, and F are the last.
Okay, so
And one of them's not used.
Yeah, one of them's not used.
what are there 4 fucking bars in a sheet music?
I don't know. Music works, man. We lost our one musician that could have helped us out with this.
No, I think it's more fun that he's not here because now you guys actually have to figure it out. There's only so many combinations left. You know?
Yeah.
What, like 9 combinations total?
And I think it's just
I'm
like
gonna
we're here at first.
but I'm sleeping. So
First, so the middle 2
suck it.
2 C.
They have it
So
all
it's
written
gonna-
down in
it's
front
gonna
of me.
be-
You don't have any of
this-
these
It's gonna be.
I've
You
got,
two are they're
I've
gonna be
got
the same.
some
They're
good
gonna be
clues
the same.
written out.
But are those going to reflect the
How
end note?
I
Just like,
wonder what you are.
cause like, see how it went
C,
G,
G,
So
A,
this is
A,
gonna be.
D,
This is gonna be green.
E,
That's gonna be
F,
green. That's gonna be.
G, C.
All right.
Go to
So
sleep.
So those are all going down.
and that starts back from G. So
those would
let's
be
go
Cs.
D's and then C's. But he said it's all different, so it would be
well, no, we already have.
There's only one C in the second verse.
Yeah, and there's 2 of the 3 letters we haven't used yet. We already have the D, so we need to figure out if it's
So B or an E?
B, E, or F.
And the pattern is 2 2 2 1 2 2 2 1.
Yeah, so it's either BB and EE or BB and FF or EE and FF.
Let's just fucking try them all.
yeah. Let's take a 20.
Well, we don't know. What if it's like Goonies and you do it wrong and like the fucking shroud falls out from
Yeah.
flamethrower?
Yeah.
So.
You guys can try any combination you want, but like I said, you'll have to elect someone to try it, and you'll see what happens when someone tries it. If you guys want to do that and see what happens to the first person that tries it, you're more than welcome. You can even elect someone if you want. You can vote. I don't care.
I vote for Froderick.
I'm voting for Froderick
He's
also.
dead already, yeah.
It would be a way for you to only consolidate to one character if something does terribly happen. Not saying you want it,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like...
To make your life easier.
Ask Neville to do it. I'm asleep. But
I wait.
Neville's a little prick.
I wake Kid up real quick and I go, hey,
You can ask Kit if you want. I'm okay with it if Jacques and Jean are, or Juan are, but they're not here, so
I got killed.
I'll murder Kit real quick.
Can we beat the hell out of a bard to tell us the scale?
I got intimidated.
We can just do. You want to just do?
Let's say at this point in the night, it's pretty late at night. You would assume most of them are asleep, so you have to wake up a bard.
Yeah, let's just do...
There's one bard awake right now, and he's writing a really angry song about Cersei.
So what are our
Let's just...
options?
The song is called the song is called "Blue Tits, Blue Balls."
and we already
And
used A,
so we got
In 2 months, it's going to be the #1 story in Rolling Snake magazine.
definitely either E
Blue
or
tits,
F.
blue
let
balls.
me know how long this lasts when I can wake up again.
So what did you roll for your D8?
This is lower and this is
I
high.
rolled a 4.
So you sleep for 4 hours?
Yeah,
So 4 hours into this.
Yeah, but I'm just, I don't know how long.
It's imaginary
this is gonna-
time. So,
right, so I don't
so
know
whenever
how
we
long.
imaginary think it's 4 hours.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Just let me know when it feels like 4 hours has passed.
I'll roll a percentage chance every now and then. Whenever it hits high enough, I'll assume it's 4 hours.
Alright, so we'll do
Not yet.
FF.
Because they're just like
Yes.
Chatting away.
That's my best.
I have no
Alright,
idea
I'll
how
get
long.
Froderick to go up, and he's gonna play. Is everyone agreeing
Still
here?
asleep.
I have no idea how this works, so yes.
Alright. I don't know. Froderick's gonna walk up, and under Cersei's instruction, hit CCGGAAGFFEEDDC.
That rings the doorbell, and the door opens.
Yes!
They cracked the code.
You cracked.
They win the
You
ball.
figured out how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the keyboard. Way to go, guys! It's so fun when you can feel really proud about learning how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star imaginarily. I tell you what, everyone that helped figure out that puzzle, which includes everyone that's currently in the game right now, 200 experience points for figuring out music.
Damn it.
Include you, Grant. Seriously, I'll include you too. You helped with the puzzle. You did. Everyone helped. So the gate opens to the town of Zardoza, the compound city. You guys are able to pass the pylons without taking any sonic damage, which would have totally eradicated Frederick's body, by the way. Had he played the wrong thing, it totally could have torn him limb from limb, because his limbs aren't so sturdy. But you notice as you walk in, the same as outside, there's lots of chimes hanging from trees, there's a lot of elves walking around. It seems to be a pretty small compound, not huge. But there's a large facility with like a meeting hall and a production room, like a factory almost. There's like a workshop, a tavern, a shop where you can buy items. There's bunks for people that are called insiders, people that actually work at the compound. Outsiders are like hobos and other guards that come visiting. And then the people that follow Zindik's teaching. So to become a compound insider, you have to follow the teachings of Zik Vinder.
Can we bring Pleek along with us this time?
Yeah,
Wait,
please, you can wake Pleek up. This will be plenty of time to wake Pleek up. Pleek can come inside with you.
It definitely took us a while to figure that out.
Yeah,
Cool.
plenty of hours.
Alright, I'm up. I'm with them. Go.
So yeah, inside the compound, you know, there's just mostly a shop of musical instruments and a musical instrument factory. So unless you guys are here to buy instruments or meet Zik Vinder or whatever, that's pretty much all that's here. Outside the city, the bards would tell you lots of stories, so there's probably a lot of fun stuff to hear out there as far as, like, rumors of things happening. But otherwise, there's lots of rumors. The only thing you guys would have heard before you guys came in were lots of rumors from bards about really cool instruments that are being made here. There's lots of rumors of very strange musical instruments, animated music, like instruments that come to life and, like, talk and dance and stuff. Flutes that make other objects come to life. Flutes that make shadows and ghosts appear. Flutes that do all kinds of sonic damage. All kinds of cool instruments. They have all these rumors of really neat instruments coming in here. That's the only kind of thing you've heard all night long from these bards that you guys talk to. So now you're in here and you see this compound. You see these kind of look like cult followers. That's
If I have used magic device, can I use some of these instruments, or do I need to perform skill?
You need a perform skill to play them. The use magic device would help you kind of figure out how the magical part of it works, but without being able to perform, you'd be able to make it to work to its full extent.
So this is Link's flute, like...
Yeah, pretty much. The Ocarina of Time, it's all kinds of, any kind of magical music instrument that there
Do
is.
they have anything gnome-sized for me?
Yeah, they got all kinds of gnome shit, dude. Instruments are come in all sizes.
You guys are right to fuck around.
If you guys just go to the normal marketplace,
Yeah, let's go to the normal marketplace and check it out.
they sell all kinds of stuff. They sell the cheapest things. They have like just normal bells that come in 7-note varieties for 1 gold each. A,
What
B,
do
C,
they
D, E, F, G. They're bells, dude. They make note. You can play it. Make an A note. Make a G note. I don't know. You do a code with it. It's just a bell. I don't know.
So, do they
I was
have
in the bell
anything
choir
that
in middle
is
school.
useful to help against
Human.
attacks with will saves or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't see anything of that necessarily right this second. Let me look through this stuff for a while, though. They actually have a lot of weapons and armor and stuff, too. Rod of enemy detection, rod of wonder, musical staff. A lot of this stuff's great for just bards.
So it's basically a bunch of bard shit only.
No, there's a bunch of other cool stuff. A lot of elven material stuff.
Any elven blades? Yeah. A Vorpal blade?
No Vorpal blade. They do have what they call roadie armor mods, which is like their smithy doesn't do any. The only two weapon advancements they do is benevolent and courageous. But they do make clangorous armor, determination armor, and harmonizing armor, and rallying armor. They have lots of different pipes you can play: horns, drums, cloaks, necklaces, all kinds of like resplendent robes and stuff you can wear on stage, basically stage clothing.
Do they have any gambling in this town at all?
Not in the compound, but in the tent city they do. In the compound, gambling's not allowed.
I'm going to say to the guys, I think I'm going to go into the tents, because this shit kind of seems a little party for my taste. Old Morgan would have had a hell of a time in here. Probably shot it up in the end.
You guys can go back to the hut and hang out with them. I want to go see if I can talk to Zick.
Well, I just wanted to see if I could find the deck of many things lady in Tent City.
Alright, well, let's choose one of these paths to go with first. I'll stick with the inside of the city right now, but you can head outside and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
And it's very possible.
Yes!
I'll go to the bar.
Everyone that's staying in the city, hang out with Cersei for a second and we'll decide where everybody goes.
Yeah, well, I guess, Pleek would stay with Cersei, I guess.
Pleek follows Cersei to meet Zick. Anyone else staying with Cersei?
I'm gonna go to the bar.
There's no bar in the compound, really. If you want to drink, yeah, the Trent City is where you would probably go to drink. In the compound, there's not really anything except the compound and the factory. Well, it'll still be there when you leave.
You want to go to Tent City? Come to the deck of many things.
But Pleek and Cersei go try and meet Zick Vendor, who's a very busy man. So roll me a diplomacy check to try and meet him. Probably Cersei is probably the better of the two, but
24.
Alright, so they say he's very busy, but if it's just for a moment, you seem like an attractive young woman, and you have this other young, this young gnome that makes you look even hotter. So, so whatever, they let the two of you in.
Okay. I'd like to go in and introduce myself.
Alright, he comes out of what looks like a factory floor and closes the door, and you guys meet him in what looks like some sort of lobby. And he says, pleasure to meet you, welcome to Zardoza. This is my compound. Hope you guys are enjoying everything. Are you here to buy a specific musical instrument? Can I help you in any way? Do you need a music instrument designed just for you? He's here to serve. He's here to, he wants to find out what you guys are looking for.
Okay. Well, even if I get a musical instrument from him, I'm not going to really get much. I won't be able to use it, probably, right?
Not unless you hang out in the tent city for a while and learn from someone else how to play.
I do still have the bard skill that I picked up from that guy, but it's only good for an hour.
Yep. But you can also, like I said, if you hang out with a bard long enough, if you want to stay here for months and pick up a bard perform as a skill, I'll allow that kind of stuff.
I don't really want to stay here for a month. Yeah.
Take guitar. You want to stay here and take guitar lessons, dude?
No, man. Cersei will mention that I've seen some of your works in Darling Metropolis and Reyes, where I'm from, and I would really like to see your base of operations, where you guys put together these wonderful instruments.
He doesn't really allow outsiders into the factory. Says to
I rolled diplomacy real
you
fucking
may.
hard.
You better roll super high.
That was an actual 20.
Alright, he says, but you seem innocent enough. If you don't mind, if your friend waits outside, he'll give you a really quick tour of the inner factory, of the inner works.
Alright, I'll whisper or tell Pleek, I'll be like, just go ahead and meet us back at Tent City. That's what I did.
Alright, so Zick Vender's a very wiry, tall elf. Dressed in... I'll let you decide if you leave or not after this. You don't have to leave, but you can't go with him because Zick doesn't want you to come. So Zick leads you into the next room while Pleek is out in the lobby. We'll just, like I said, we'll decide what Pleek does really after that in a second. But you walk into this back room with Zick. He takes you into his own personal back room. He's a wiry, tall, dressed in flowing robes. He's got white hair, large ears. He seems very calm and reassuring. He has his arm around you already. And he kind of walks you into his little office beside the factory and starts trying to woo you instead of kind of showing you the factory. You could tell he's trying to come on to you as a prostitute. You've seen this game before.
Yeah.
This guy's obviously just trying to hit on you. He's not trying to show you anything. He invited you back here to be like, hey baby, what's up?
Okay, well, I'll be like, I'll kind of be coy with them, whatever, push him back a little bit. I'm like, show me your most precious item.
So he seems very...
I'll also take a glance at my tattoo and see if he's telling me the truth where his most valuable item is.
Alright, so he does go behind his desk and unlocks a musical safe that he plays a musical code on, and pulls out a perfect golden lute, which is beautiful to you, and he plays it.
Fucking shit, I didn't ask him to play, I just wanted to see your
Well, he's a musician, dude. You know he's gonna play that shit.
This golden loop?
Oh, you want to see my most beautiful instrument? He pulls out his dick. So he pulls out a flawless golden lute that has beautiful tone and clarity. And when he seems to touch the strings, it seems to be even playing itself. Like he's barely touching it. Like he doesn't even seem to do anything. It's just amazing. You're fascinated by it. You can't look away. He seems to be like it's entrancing you while he plays. It's kind of turning you on. Your nipples get hard.
Do a will save.
Your nipples get hard just listening to him play. Oh, it's not even a will save thing. It's just so hot that he's playing this song on this thing so well. It's not even affecting you magically. It's just like erotically affecting you that he's so good at music. You're just turned on because he's a rock star. That's all. It has nothing to do with magic.
Alright, well, I'll play the part. I'll bang
You can roll a will save if you want to try and resist the charms of the musician if you want.
Yeah, I don't really want to bang him. I had other plans that I wanted to
I'll
do.
bang him, I guess. Now you can roll a will save if you want to try and resist the charms of the musician.
Yeah. That's gonna be 25.
Alright, so you've been around Darling Metropolis, you've seen boys like this before. You're like, oh, sure, he's cute and he can play the lute, but whatever. So
You can play the lute.
I'm not 19 anymore, I'm past that. I'm over guys that can play the lute. So yeah, you've had your share of rock stars throughout the years in your whorehouse. So you're into this game.
Yeah.
But he is playing a really sick song on this golden lute.
Okay, yes, of course. I still have my bardic abilities.
Uh-huh.
I would like to ask him if I might have a chance at tickling his strings. And give him a wink, but mean that I really want to touch
Yeah,
the...
roll me a diplomacy check for that. I'm sure you'll do fine because you're super at diplomacy.
As a 32.
Alright, he agrees to let you touch his lute as long as you also touch his, like, man flute at the same time. So if you're willing to stroke his dick, he'll let you stroke the strings. That's the rule.
That's a lot of dexterity involved.
Yeah, you got 2 hands. You're a prostitute, you can handle it.
Yeah.
He says this with this instrument he guarantees even you could play it one-handed.
Okay. Alright, well...
Is that my dick?
No, he's talking about the flute. Well, the dick probably too, honestly. Either one. Cersei's a pro. You
Well,
can handle either
then
instrument one-handed.
I will grab the lute and his dick
Alright.
and silent spell teleport myself outside of town into Tent City with the lute.
Oh, snap.
Grabbing the lute and his dick.
Alright, roll me a percentage chance to see if you fail because you have both of your hands are busy, so it's hard to even silent spell to do that. So roll me, if you beat 40%, we'll say that you did it.
Alright. That's an 83.
Yes!
Alright, you're able to escape with the perfect golden lute.
And his dick.
And well, no, the dick's still there. It's attached. But he got a teleport hand job, which is a very special kind of hand job.
Telejob.
A telejob, yeah. But I'm sure he's upset you stole his perfect golden lute.
Well, I'm going to tell everyone once I teleport back into the shelter, like, it's time to go.
Alright, it is time to go because pretty soon he'll have his insiders after you.
Did I see the deck of many things person?
Yeah, you guys have that time to do that.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Let me tell you about this perfect golden loot first, and then I'll go and give you guys time to see if the deck of many things lady's here.
And we're going to want to lash Jacques and Juan to my zombie dogs.
Yeah, just take them along.
Take them with us. So
Even though they're asleep because they're exhausted from their genocide. Anyone that plays the perfect golden loot gets a plus 10 perform bonus on string instruments. So you get a plus 10 to perform while you're playing this particular instrument.
I got to write that down. I was going to write that down.
If you already have ranks in perform string instrument, which none of you guys do, but if you did have perform string instrument already, you could use it to activate counter song, distraction, or fascinate, but you don't, so you can't.
Let's get Morgan's body back.
Yeah, right. What's it called again? Perfect golden flute?
Lute.
Lute.
The string instrument. Yep, a lute. If you're a bard and use the golden lute, you add a +2 to all of your bardic performances as long as you're using the lute. And you can use it as a bardic performance for an additional 6 rounds per day. So it's actually a super dope instrument for a bard. But if you're not, it just makes you play. It makes you able to play an instrument, period. If you're not a bard, it just makes you able to play. If you are a bard, it gives you all kinds of other powers.
I'm gonna fence that shit.
But since you are not a bard, it just makes you able to. You can play a song on it. People are like, that's pretty impressive. You can play a song.
It's Wonderwall.
You can only play Wonder. That's actually canon now. The song you can play on automatically is Wonderwall. That's the built-in. That's the demo mode for that golden lute. Automatically, if you touch it, that's what plays. If you're not a bard, that's what auto plays when you touch the strings. So it looks like you're playing Wonderwall. It presses all the chicks at parties, but unless you're a bard, you can't actually play it. So you guys and Pleek hastily leave Zardoza. We have the passed out Kitsune strapped onto hyenas. Where do you guys head when you leave Zardoza?
I'm gonna see the lady with the thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Roll a percentage chance to see if she's in town.
50.
No.
No. Can I surge it?
You can, but you'll never be able to surge it enough to make it because you only get plus D6 on surges, which is not enough for 6. How many surges do you have? 5?
She's either there or she's not.
If you get a 6 on all 5 surges, then yes.
Flip a coin. Right?
Exactly. Flip a coin.
We already flipped. You just flipped the coin just now with those 2 dice. That coin's been flipped.
Is Pat the only one that gets to roll perception, or does everybody?
I'm only allowing 1 perception for the deck of many things. I'm not letting everybody look for her. That's stupid. You guys will find her in every town if I do that.
Yeah.
There's like 9 of you guys. One of you guys is guaranteed to roll below 30%.
I just want to find the points. That's all I'm saying.
What are you looking for?
Just the deck of many things. Like
It'll turn up when it turns up, man. It's luck. It did not
By
turn
the
up
way,
here.
One of my bounties from the Crow Skulls was steal magical instrument from Zardoza.
It was, so you can totally cash in on that bounty now.
done it.
You did it.
Yeah,
Your
now
pilgrimage,
we have to
pilgrimage is already paying off.
Yeah, I thought that sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Tell us where to transport to, Will, because we didn't find her.
But now Cersei's name will also be written about in angry songs about being rejected, and she'll also be known as some sort of instrument thief. So you're pretty easy to describe, and you were not in disguise when you met this guy. So
Nope. Yeah, we're heading to Kiswahili, tying Jacques and Juan.
all right, so Ramses Aswertiga will have some memories of Kiswahili. So tell them whatever you want to on the way there.
Okay. Let me go in my notebook.
You guys will have. I rolled pretty low, so you guys will have a safe journey the whole way there. No interference other than small game animals, which you guys can avoid or kill if you want to, but no need to.
Murder. As a trapper, can I just catch those and sell them when I get to the next town?
Yeah, roll me a survival check
Yeah.
to catch whatever you can during your travels, or your overnight stays.
I don't remember Kiswahili. Okay.
So 19.
You're able to capture several rats if you want to try and trade in the rat meat and furs.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Roll a d20, that's how many rats you got.
Kiswahili is 4.
You got 4 rats. They're pretty large rats, though.
Cool.
Possum-sized rats.
Fire, earth, air, and water. And
that's what goes in my pool.
yeah. Well, it opened a portal and fire elementals came out. It wasn't really a
You will remember that when Vortiga left, it was in a state of disarray.
because there's a bunch of poop in the water,
Oh, this place.
and there's I forgot what happened to the earth people. It was like a mudslide.
Yeah, it
or
was a
something.
mudslide.
It was a shit slide into the water people's pool.
It was messy.
You turned a pool into a poop, and then you made a mudslide, I think.
Yeah.
My recollection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then you released the fire. I don't think you made the mudslide. I think you just did the shit pool, and then you released fire elementals. I think someone talked you out of the mudslide.
That was it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a shit pool firebomb.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wonderful place.
Well, that's
That's what Ramses remembers.
To the next town. Keep going south.
I'm not opposed. I gotta stop off.
I mean,
I'm on my pilgrimage.
as Ramses, knowing what Vortiga knows, and being under the moniker of Vortiga, as I told my recent comrades,
who is following you, Pleek and Viva and Neville are all with you.
Yeah, Neville and Pleek weren't there, and Viva wasn't there when I said, "Hey, I'm not going as Ramsey. Just call me Vortiga."
Yeah. But they're there. I'm just saying they're there now.
Yeah, they're there now. But as Vortiga, I would still be imitating an agent of the HBI and everything, and would have no problem going there because I have many connections.
Yeah, you could say, sure.
Homes down there in the Fire Clan, so we would have friendly welcome if we did travel down to the...
All right, so you tell the group that you remember someone there that you've had an experience with in the past? Do you lead the group to Kiswahili?
I stole the loot for the Thieves Guild back on Norland. I don't have to give it to them.
You guys go to Kiswahili?
Yeah,
we'll head to Kiswahili.
All right, you guys visit Kiswahili outside the front gate. They have a registration window where everyone must register for a party. They recognize Vortiga and say, "Oh, Vortiga, where's your fire patch?"
I'll put my fire patch on.
All right, Vortiga has a party, which means she's allowed to enter through the fire door. For anyone else to enter the city, you have to choose a party. Earth.
And I would recommend
Earth, wind, fire, or water.
Join the fire because the other parties, they're not very friendly with each other, and I think that your best interest would be enjoying the fire guild.
Well, tell me about these other parties.
Yeah, no, I don't see, I would go Earth. Yeah, he would definitely go Earth.
He would. He's Orion.
I'm a druid. I'd probably go Earth too.
Inclined towards Earth or water, maybe.
Yeah, tell us about these.
So exactly. So you guys get to this. You guys get to the front of the city, and they start all pitching their political parties. So what this is a political town, and where these four elements represent political parties. So as soon as you guys start acting interested in different political parties, each one starts piping in and telling you the benefits of each one. And there are benefits to each one, and there are 4, and the city is divided into 4 quadrants, with one center quadrant that's shared by all 4 parties. But there's Earth Party, Air Party, Fire Party, and Water Party. And you can choose whichever one you want.
Party's got a shit full now.
Do we know what the benefits of these parties are?
I mean, the benefit is that you get to go to that part of town and hang out with those people and be part of that party,
all elemental
etc.
related. So, say you go to the fire guild, you can get some fire weapons or some fire-resistant weapons or something along that line. But if you go into that sector's arena, you're only going to fight people with fire abilities. If you fight in the middle arena, you're going to fight potentially an avatar-like battle where you can fight a fire versus air, water versus earth. So, the center part's where it's every proving ground. And then there's all these portals that the 4 are trying to open.
To release more elementals to get more power.
And that's how they gain the power, by releasing the most elementals. So
and then capturing them and then using them as they're using their magic, they're powered for their own ends.
I have a small fire element, but I've used it in Southport.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. So, can I do a perception check to see if there's any elementals still around?
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and walk into the fire door?
Yeah.
You tell them, I'm going to the fire door and meet me there if you want.
And I would recommend, we create a hut or something for, Juan and Jacques. Or do y'all want to continue and select the party now, or wait till the next game?
Yeah, we can go a little bit further along.
Yeah.
I got a little
So we'll just create a safe place for them.
Yeah.
Create a new hut for the foxes.
Yeah.
You leave them asleep outside the city.
Well, we have the wrist.
I'm gonna leave him a voicemail.
Yeah, you can leave them a note. Someone's got paper. If they have bracers, you can just wait till they wake up and just assume they have bracers on. They can contact you if they want to.
Well,
they know how they work. They know how to press a button. Yep. So if they want to find you, they know how. They have the way.
Okay, so we'll give them the bracelet. We'll remember to tune to the right frequency. I think it was 11. Yeah, 11 for them.
We'll leave them
all right. I'm going into the fire.
Voicemail doesn't exist.
I'm gonna go into the fire zone and do a perception to see if.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
That's gonna be a 15.
All right, so it looks like most of the fire missiles have been captured. There is a lot of caution tape and things up. There are signs that say sanctions. It seems the mood here is very different right now than when last Vortiga remembers. So it seems like there are a lot of really powerful fire party members that have got more powerful elementals, but it seems like the spirit here is really down. It seems like they've been, according to the signs, sanctioned in some way for the actions, for what happened. So they're being punished for the release of the fire elementals, probably for even more than that. By the government as a whole. It's a four-party government. They're one of four parties. Yeah, they opened the elemental portal without permission. So they're being sanctioned right now.
Oh no, the whole key to everything was. I didn't know there was like some fucking deep government behind this. Like, what the hell?
So yeah.
Yeah, like.
Alright, so everybody else, where are you guys at? What are you doing?
On Earth. I mean, he is a rock thing.
Alright, Oria goes Earth Party. He gets his Earth badge. They give you like a patch that will stick to whatever armor or clothing you're wearing. You need to wear that when you're inside the city. That'll denote what party you're from, so you'll have the ability to walk throughout the Earth Party freely without perturbance, without being molested. If you leave that area, you'll probably be hassled by other groups, especially if you go in their parts of town. There's one center part of town, like Vortiga was saying, Ramses was saying, where everyone can kind of hang out and fight in the arena together. That's the one area that you're allowed to go argue, basically. Otherwise, you're expected to stay in your one quarter of the town, politically.
So we're gonna have to split up in this town, but we've got bracers, so we can talk to each other.
Well, as a healer, I feel more connected towards the Earth, so I'm gonna go Earth as well.
Alright, so you follow Alec into Earth Party, you also get an Earth patch.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie, my initial plan for going into that hippie commune town was go into the place where they make all the weapons and use a firebomb. My range.
Yeah, your immolation cloak and stuff.
Yeah, I have my immolation cloak on and turn my burnt bone ring.
Burnt bone ring, yeah. You got a lot of fire spells already.
I'm leaning towards a little bit of fire right now.
Alright, so you follow Vortiga / Ramses into Fire Zone.
I have interests in the fire. My party lines would be more earthen because I'm a druid, but
Fire is also natural, so I don't think it's against the druidic nature to go to fire.
Yeah, but I'm like the creatures on the earth. I need to stay with Cersei, and I have some interest to stay with Vortiga now too. So
alright, so you go fire also. So the three of you go into fire. Viva?
Fire all the way, man.
Alright, so we got four in the fire, 2 in the earth, and 2 sleeping outside. Is that where we're at right now?
That is where we're at.
And I would probably guess Liz would go to her.
Well, she's asleep, so we'll let her decide when she wakes up.
Yeah, I mean, but Liz seems like the Earth druid type with all the force.
I would also like to point out, fire and earth make clay. Yeah. Brick very strong.
Yeah, brick very strong. Yeah.
Very strong.
Maybe you guys could teach these parties how to work together. I don't know. Maybe now that we've solved all the racial inequality during Black History Month, we can now go on to political discourse with this next episode and talk about the division among political parties and opening a dialogue and how you guys will still be friends even though you're in different parties. It's be really interesting too. As long as we're all learning something, right? It's educational. We're all learning.
Always be learning, always be burning, always be turning on your computer and tuning in next time for Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.